Just today ay kinidnap, gamitin natin ng word na kinidnap ang president ng Venezuela na si Nicolas Maduro. At ito nga ay ginawa sa gitna ng pag-atake at pagbomba sa Venezuela at doon din isinagawa ang pagkidnap ng Trump administration kay Maduro. Sino ba itong si Maduro na ito?
We're going to make sure that that country is run properly. We're not doing this in vain. This is a very dangerous attack. This is an attack that could have gone very, very badly.
Ano daw? We will make sure na hindi masasayang ang ating pagkuha or pag-invade or pagsakop dito sa Venezuela. Aba, ano ba ang ginawa ng Amerika sa Syria? Hindi ba't inatake nila at pinaggigera nila at sinasabing, oh, ISIS kasi ito, oh, sige, kailangan natin i-invade. Anong ginawa ng Amerika? Kanila pong binakapan ang rebelde no, ng Syria at yun ang nakigera sa government to topple down the government during that time. Umalis na yung Amerika, ang nangyari sa Syria naging tatlo ang government by territory yan Tatlong gobyerno ang meron dyan. So, hindi naman ibig sabihin na kapag ang Amerika ay tinulungan ng isang bansa ay malalagay na sa magandang kinabukasan. Nakita nyo ang nangyari sa Syria, magulo hanggang ngayon. Anong ginawa nila sa Libya din? Hindi ba't ginera din ng Amerika ang Libya? O dahil sabi nila, itong si Gaddafi, no, yung leader ng Libya during that time, diktador at human rights violator at kung ano-ano pa, ISIS din, ganun, Al-Qaeda at kung ano-ano pa. O anong nangyari nung natapple down itong si Gaddafi? O nakapatay nila si Gaddafi. Ano nangyari sa Libya? Maayos ba ang bansang Libya ngayon? Hindi, ganun pa rin. Dalawa ang faction dyan na gobyerno nagtatagisan dyan, di mawari. Ano din ang ginawa nila sa Iraq? Sabi nila si Saddam Hussein, meron daw siyang weapons of mass destruction. Ginera nila ng dekada. Ano nangyari nung natapple down, nawala si Saddam Hussein? Ano nangyari? Maayos ba ang Iraq ngayon? Only to find out na wala namang weapons of mass destruction ang Iraq. Ngayon naman, dito sa Venezuela, sabi nila, itong si Maduro, drug cartel, drug lord, at kung ano-anong human rights violation, o kailangan na palitan ang gobyerno. Binakapan na naman nila para magprotesta ang Venezuelan, ganito, ganyan. So, ano nangyari? Anong sabi nila na naman ngayon? We will make sure na hindi mapupunta sa alanganin ang bansang ito pagkatapos namin gawin ito. Kaya kinidnap nila itong si Maduro at gagawin nila yung jurisdiction na hindi nila jurisdiction ay dinala sa Amerika, na lilitisin daw sa Amerika itong si Maduro. Kumbaga nawala na yung sovereignty ng isang bansa. Ganito ang ginawa nila kay Tatay Digong, na pwede namang litisin kung sinasabi nilang drug war effect or yung mga casualty sa sariling bansa, pero bakit dinalapas sa ICC? Teka, bakit ka nga ba nakikialam, Jojo? Usaping ibang bansa yan, di ba? Hindi naman atin yan. Aba, kung ito nga nangialam sila, di ba, sa foreign relations, di ba? Anong sabi ng mga plastic, mga double standard ng kagaya nito, Makabayan Blackness? Sabi niya illegal invasion daw yung ginawa ng Trump administration sa Venezuela. at inihalin tulad daw yung pag-atake ng Russia sa Ukraine, bla bla bla. Hoy, kayo! While tama nga naman ang sinasabi ninyo, pero grabe kayo, no? Ang plastic ninyo, sasabihin nyo, oh, invasion ng sovereignty ng isang bansa, ang ganito ganyan, pagkidnap sa ganito sa ibang bansa, dinadala sa sarili nilang bansa para litisin. Bakit kayo? 'Di ba number 1 kayong pasimuno na tuwang-tuwa pa kayo na dinala si PRRD sa ibang jurisdiction, sa ibang bansa para doon litisin. Tapos heto kayo mga ipokrito, sasabihin ninyo na, oh, illegal, pagkidnap, bakit ganito, may sariling interest, dahil sa langis, bla bla bla. Pero yung sarili ninyong kababayan, ayun, ipinagkanulo pa ninyo. Although, agree naman talaga ako na dapat kondinahin natin itong ginawa ng Amerika, hindi lang sa Venezuela, kundi yung kanilang intervention sa ibang mga bansa na animoy, kala mo sila ang pulis pangkalawakan. Nakala mo sila ay para sa kapayapaan, para sa tama, pero anong pinaggagawa? Baliktad. Sila ang pasimuno ng digmaan. Ang nangyayari kapag pinasok nilang isang bansa, nakatago sa kanilang pagpasok ay yung kapayapaan daw para tugisin ang mga terorista at kung ano-ano. Ang problema, pag iniiwan nila yung mga bansang iyon, mas lalong naging magulo ang bansa. Basta-basta na lang nilang iniiwan. Kaya yan ang mahirap, no? Kasi, ito, ang nakikita ko dito, itong si Marcos Jr., yung unang punta niya sa Amerika, at pagbalik niya, bigla na lang siyang nag-shift, to US instead of China, kagaya ni PRRD. Dahil pala sa ganito, kung hindi kumampi si Marcos Jr. sa Amerika during that time, magagaya pala siya kay Maduro. Kaya nga nakita ninyo itong si Zelensky, di ba? Si Zelensky, kung hindi niya gagawin yung utos nila na ganituhin ang Russia at kung ano-anong ganitong ganyan, baka nangyari na rin yan kay Zelensky. Ngayon, ang isusunod ng Amerika, yung Colombian leader naman. So nakita ninyo yung talagang pattern ng Amerika, lusubin ang bansa, takutin ang bansa kung hindi umayon sa kanila. Kasi syempre, ang nilulusob nila yung may interest sila. Halimbawa, yung langis o yung reserve, kung ano man ang meron ng bansang yan. Kagaya natin sa Pilipinas. Di ba yung military base nila, kailangan nilang ilagay yun. So, kapag hindi umayon si Marcos Jr. nung time na yun, baka nangyari sa kanya yung ginawa nila kay ERAP. Diba? At ito nga, kay Maduro, biruin ninyo, ibang bansa yun, hindi mo bansa yun, pero nilusob mo na parang animoy sa'yo. Sabi nila ang China daw, nananakop daw, nangaangkin daw, pero tignan nyo yung Amerika. Talagang deliberate nila. Akala mo sa kanila yung mga bansang sinasakop nila. Talagang pupulbusin nila. Tapos itatago nila sa ngalan ng kapayapaan kuno. Ayan, pamumunuan daw nila yung Venezuela. Alam natin na ang Venezuela at China ay talagang number 1 na kadil ng China ang Venezuela sa oil. So anong gusto ng Amerika? Hindi ba't gera? Sila ang nagpo-provoke talaga niyan. Pakinggan natin ito. Ang expose sa kaipokrituhan din ng Amerika at ng United Nations.
Something like this rarely happens. We've gotten used to seeing conflicts and flashpoints. But to kidnap a sitting president, that's as reckless and brazen as it gets. So the international community must be furious, right? Well, some of them, yes. Maduro did have some allies in the anti-US camp, like Iran, China, and Russia, and they have strongly condemned the attack. Here's what Russia said. This is deeply concerning and condemnable the pretexts used to justify such actions are untenable. Ideological hostility has triumphed over business-like pragmatism. Moscow is calling this an act of armed aggression. After all, what sort of bully attacks a smaller neighbor? China too has condemned the United States. They're calling it a hegemonic attack that violates sovereignty. In fact, yesterday, China's special envoy had met Maduro in Caracas. He was the last foreign dignitary to meet Nicolas Maduro. Iran has also condemned the attack. They're calling it a flagrant violation of Venezuela's sovereignty. Now we come to American allies, especially those in Europe. How are the champions of a rules-based order reacting to this? With their trademark hypocrisy. Look at the reaction from the European Union. The EU has repeatedly stated that Mr. Maduro lacks legitimacy and has opposed a peaceful transition. Under all circumstances, the principles of international law and the UN Charter must be respected. We call for restraint. You call for restraint? A sitting president was captured in the middle of the night. I think we are long past restraint. Imagine if Russia had done this to Ukraine's President Zelensky, attacked bases at night, swooped in with the helicopters, arrested Zelensky and his wife, and flown them back to Russia. How would the European Union have responded? Would they have still called for restraint, or would they have condemned it? This is the double standard I was talking about. Trump's other ally, the United Kingdom, is distancing itself from the attack. The UK has overseas territories in the Caribbean, but Prime Minister Keir Starmer has categorically denied any role.
Well, I want to establish the facts first. I want to speak to President Trump. I want to speak to allies. As I say, I can be absolutely clear that we were not involved in that. And as you know, I always say and believe we should all uphold international law. But I think at this stage, fast-moving situation, let's establish the facts and take it from there.
Such a vague statement to make. All should uphold international law. It may make for a good speech at an MUN, a Model United Nations. But this is the real world, so be specific. Who violated international law? Who kidnapped a president and who carried out unilateral airstrikes? It certainly wasn't Venezuela. The fact is, this is complete moral bankruptcy. With what face will the West now ask China to stay away from Taiwan or Russia to end the war in Ukraine? Forget a moral high ground, they don't have any ground left to stand on. Even within the region, the sentiment is divided. Some Latin American leaders have welcomed Trump's intervention, like Argentina's President Javier Milei. He's calling it a moment of liberation. But most others have condemned it. Mexico is calling it a violation of the United Nations Charter. Brazil says it's the first step towards violence and lawlessness. Chile has opposed any foreign interference, and Cuba is calling it a criminal attack. Now, just to be clear, no one here is calling Maduro a good guy, because he was not. Nicolas Maduro rigged elections, he crushed dissent, his allies looted public resources, and his policies left the people impoverished. So among Venezuelans, there is relief. We saw celebrations by the Venezuelan diaspora in the region. But Venezuela's problems do not justify a US military intervention. They do not justify bombing a capital and kidnapping a president and his wife, certainly not without global support or approval. In America's eyes, Maduro was an illegal president, but in international law, he was a head of state. By capturing him, the US has once again ripped apart the rules-based order. They have proven a long-standing theory in geopolitics, that might makes you right.
Ang epekto nito sa isang bansa, while meron mga nag-celebrate, may mga nagse-celebrate, meron naman ding nagpo-protesta laban sa actions or ginawa ng Amerika dahil hindi talaga makaturungon ito. Hindi mo bansa to, hindi mo to sovereign hindi mo ito jurisdiction, hindi mo to bansa. Sino ka? So malinaw nang iiwanan nito sa isang bansa ay isang mas magulong bansa. Kaya nga sabi natin eto siguro ang mangyayari kay Marcos Jr. kung hindi siya naghimod kay Biden at kay Trump.